In the small matters trust the mind, in the large ones the heart. The secret of the human soul lies in the psychic dramas of childhood. Get to the bottom of these dramas and healing will come. Most people do not really want freedom because freedom involves responsibility, and most people are frightened of responsibility. Nothing costs so much in life as illness and ignoring an illness. The scope of one's personality is defined by the magnitude of that problem, which is capable of driving a person out of his wits. It is an honor to have plenty of enemies. Happiness is a child's dream fulfilled in maturity. We do not randomly choose each other. We meet only those who already exist in our subconscious. You do not stop looking for strength and confidence outside, but you should look inside yourself. They have always been there. A busy man is seldom visited by idle friends. No flies fly to a boiling pot. We are so made that we can only derive intense enjoyment from a contrast and only very little from a state of things. Limitation in the possibility of enjoyment raises the value of the enjoyment. Maturity is the ability to postpone gratification. A man is sometimes more generous when he has little money than when he has much, perhaps to keep from thinking he has none at all. History is just new people making old mistakes. The most important part of your life is to understand yourself from the inside. We adults don't understand children because we don't understand our own childhood anymore. From era to era, one discovers the entire truth. Out of your vulnerabilities will come your strength. The first indication of stupidity is a complete lack of shame. A joke is the shortest way from one person to another. A man should not strive to eliminate his complexes, but to get into accord with them. They are legitimately what directs his conduct in the world. Friendship is an art of keeping distance, while love is an art of intimacy. He who knows how to wait need make no concessions. Humans' intrinsic nature manifests in its misunderstandings. Every normal person is really only partly normal. The best fights are the ones we don't fight. The only person with whom you have to compare ourselves is that you in the past, and the only person better you should be. This is who you are now. Dreams are never concerned with trivia. Envy is destructive. Don't be tempted by it. Live by your own rules. Oh my God. The ego is not master in its own house. Nothing is past the unconscious. conscience is the internal perception of the rejection of a particular wish operating in U.S. The weakness of my position does not imply the strengthening of yours. Recognizing a problem is half the success in solving it. People are more moral than they think, and far more immoral than they can imagine. Being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise. How bold one gets when one is sure of being loved. The voice of the intellect is quiet, but it never tires of repeating, and listeners are found. Rather than living our lives, we are lived by unknown and uncontrollable forces. Love in the form of longing and deprivation lowers the self-regard. A woman will never want sex with a man who doesn't get her hints. We seek more to take suffering away from ourselves than to gain pleasure. The first human who hurled an insult instead of a stone was the founder of civilization. The mind is like an iceberg. It floats with 1/7 of its bulk above water. Those who have eyes to see and ears to hear will soon convince themselves that mortals cannot hide any secret. The energetic and successful man is the one who succeeds in transforming the fantasies of desire into reality. Thought is action and rehearsal. The profound obscurity of the background of our ignorance is scarcely illuminated by a few glimmers of insight. The virtuous man contents himself with dreaming that which the wicked man does in actual life. Perfect eternal hate, purified love, exists only between the addict and the drug. Words call forth effects and are the universal means of influencing human beings. If a woman no longer wants sex, it's a sign that soon, with her male partner, she may start questioning her emotional connection, reflecting on unfulfilled needs or unresolved issues in the relationship. Dogs love their friends and bite their enemies, quite unlike people who are incapable of pure love, and always have to mix love and hate. Love and work and love. That's all there is. Public self is a conditioned construct of the inner, psychological self. Originally, the ego includes everything. Later, it detaches from itself the external world. There is no need in childhood as strong as the need for a father's protection. We are what we are because we have been what we have been. A woman who lacks sex begins to talk more about sex. Who lacks sex speaks about sex. Hungry talks about food. A person who has no money about money. And our oligarchs and bankers talk about morality. Dreams are often most profound when they seem the most crazy. No one who shares a delusion ever recognizes it as such. Civilized society is perpetually menaced with disintegration through this primary hostility of men towards one another. Nothing that is mentally our own can never be lost. With words, one man can make another blessed, or drive him to despair. Everyone owes nature a death. Experience teaches us that the world is not a nursery. If youth knew, if age could, every man must find out for himself in what particular fashion he can be saved. We enter the world with loneliness and lonely leave it.